Hi, this is Raghu. I'm the head designer at Regal Armoire. I'm also the managing director with my partner Ramya Koduri. We have started this boutique, Regal Armoire Studio, 2 years back. And I'm a graduate from NIFT batch number 2014. And yeah, we started a couture label which is specialized in bridal wear, occasional wear, party wear, and also portrait wear.
Hi, I'm Ramya. Even I'm working as a head designer at Regal Armoire. Even I'm passed out from NIFT, and we being in a partnership since 2 years, and nice working with him and with the brand too.
My background is straight from intermediate. I have directly pursued fashion designing course, which is a graduation course in NIFT, Hyderabad. So after that, the straight step is my brand. And so is hers.
Okay. Yeah. And
We both are batchmates.
Okay.
So we had our collaboration right from our college.
Okay.
So we worked as a teams in many events in our colleges, and after all of a sudden we came up with a thought of opening a brand, and which all of a sudden had happened,
Yeah.
and we are now today with a big label. I wouldn't say inspiration, but it's just that lack of clothes which we wanted to look into in the society. So what happened was we tried many clothes which we used to design our own clothes. So it happened to be like they became a trend. So since they are lacking in the society or in the brands which are prevailing right now, so we wanted to create our own trend which burdened us to give up with a big label. It's not like an inspiration as such, really. If you ask me about international designers, then I really admire Alexander McQueen, and as well his intern Irish Van Happen. These two are the ones I admire most. And if you come to Indian wear, then I like Tarun Tahliani and Sabyasachi as well. Yeah, we were just striking on different names on what has to be taken or what has to be picked. So we tried in Sanskrit names. We wanted to get the core fashion designer from Indian wear to be out.
Okay.
But still, as such, Indian fashion designers from the ancient period were very few.
Okay.
So, and not so well popular also. So what we had to do was instead of going with Sanskrit names, we sort of went to the birthplace of fashion, say like Greek, Paris, stuff like that. So from there we picked up a word called regal.
Okay.
Regal is very well known here, but it is not our English word. So we had a thing that it has to be customized.
Okay.
The basic keyword in our mind was it has to be customized, and that has to be very rarely found. Not that I wear the same dress and another person who comes to the same occasion wears the same dress, then that really sounds so odd. Looks so absurd for me personally. So we, with that keyword in our mind, what we did was we came across. She's an interior designer by background. So I, accidentally we had to go to a interior design store.
Okay.
So there we saw a wardrobe, very royal wardrobe, which indirectly meant that the royalty, whoever they were there earlier, they had a peculiarity to store their unique stuffs in that wardrobe.
Okay.
So each piece which you pick from that wardrobe is unique.
Okay.
Say it be a normal day wear, or party wear, or occasional wear, or any wedding wear. It is all unique, customized exclusively for the royalty.
Okay.
So we thought, instead of directly going with the names, let us come up with a concept called Royal Wardrobe.
Okay.
Royal Wardrobe sounds so straight.
Yeah.
So we wanted it to be relating to fashion also. So we went to the Greek wording, the Latin wording, saying Regal Armoire is wardrobe.
Okay.
So Regal Armoire, which means Royal Wardrobe, which has all the unique stuffs.
Okay.
So that's the core. Yeah, I have met clients who have come to ask a single doubt to stain removal
Okay.
on some cloth, who have come for that purpose and then taken a bridal set from us.
Okay.
I have met clients who have come to get a small thing altered by mistake, because this is not a tailoring shop.
Yeah.
But still they have come by mistake for some sort of alteration and have picked a very grand occasional wear from here.
Okay.
So it's not that they come with a trend.
Okay.
They basically need some trend
Yes.
which we set here,
Okay.
which is not already in their minds.
Okay.
For people who come with a mind set with a trend, we definitely create that.
Okay.
If not, if they want it to be personalized or customized,
Okay.
we are also okay with that, which are both the ways.
Okay.
So here we have customized clothing, and on one hand, and the other hand we have a label run.
Okay.
So in this hand, what we do is we create fashion. On the other hand, clients who are coming with a trend, or who want to create a new trend,
Okay.
we will work on that.
Okay.
Here we are working on individual in customization section. In the other section we are working on the bulk.
Okay.
Say like we first do the garment and then sell it.
Like,
Instead, like if they're going to spend 2,000 rupees or else 20,000 rupees, like whatever they're spending on the garment, they should be satisfied. Yeah, it's something different, something new, whatever money you're spending on. So the clients who are coming to us, they used to say that we are totally happy with the amount, whatever we are spending here.
yes.
So I feel like that is the trend. It's up to you completely, whatever design you give to them,
Okay.
whatever you suggest to them, instead of following the regular patterns and all.
Okay.
So up to the mark, we are happy with that.
Okay.
Besides this, what happens is there is a lot of trend forecast which is happening.
Yes.
It's not that I have certain bulk of garments or some bulk of clothes lying on my
Yeah.
store. I just want to pile them on the client whoever has come.
Okay.
So that doesn't work.
Mhm.
Maybe for that client it might work, but if I want the client to come back to me again, I'll have to do my background and back work. So which leads to fashion forecast, trend forecast,
Yeah.
color forecast.
Are there any sources for this?
Yeah, we work on sites.
Okay.
Designer, there are certain sites where we work for the trends,
Okay.
which if the client wants to be in Western,
Okay.
so there is a Western forecast.
Okay.
Western colors are different, right? Western patterns are different. Western silhouettes are different.
Okay.
If a client comes for Indian,
Okay.
then Indian forecast will be different.
Yes.
So depending on the requirement of the client,
Okay.
so the forecast will be done and the trend suggestions will also be done. Yeah, while studying, we actually, that's a very nice point which you've asked. It not just happens in the design field. It also happens in engineering.
Yeah,
Any graduation or any studies. What happens is, while studying, we don't know the practicality. We don't see the functionality. We just see what is in the book, and we just see what is done by our workshops, whatever we do in workshops or in the class practicals. We just compare with the book and the practicals. We just don't go with our mind doesn't explore out for the reality or the society. What happens is, for example, if I create a dress in my college days, I used to create very n number of patterns. There were like, in my work, I've tried every pattern. Each and every pattern was tried by me, but I've even explored many patterns. But what I found it after 2 years of my experience with the clients was those patterns which I have done during my college wouldn't suit today's lifetime or a daily usage. It doesn't solve that because they were all just fitting for the dress form, and for seeing it art to wear, yeah, it is suitable. But when it comes to functionality, people wear it, they stay in those clothes for a good amount of time, and they need to survive in those clothes. It's not that a dress is done and then it has been pinned up to the dress form. Dress form can stay lifelong, but human beings have to survive wearing them. So we just don't find that point when we are studying in those days. So the practicality gets lost during studying. We just don't relate it to the practicality. So that's what I would like to say for the young designers who are coming.
Did you guys?
So each and every point, whenever they are studying, if it's quite insane if I say it right now, because I wouldn't be very earnest to visualize it when I am studying. But I am able to tell this word right now because I've seen it. I was also being told in those days, but still I couldn't visualize it as long as I have come to that place right now. So it happens with young designers or young engineers or young people who are out from graduations. They will have to relate it with the reality. There are many things which will come up. There are many problems which will come up with the designs which we do. It's not that which is wearable is functional, or which is sketched is functional or reliably functional. They can't be. Sketch is different from the reality. That has to be analyzed. Regal Armoire, as the name
It's a
states,
design step.
we strictly stick to the keywords. Like, it has to be unique. It has to stand different for the client who wears it. It shouldn't be. It should be out of box. To be straight. So each and every garment which is done here have their uniqueness, doesn't have any relevance to another dress unless it is picked up from that collection. So for every work happening here, very embellishment picked up here, or very every single garment picked up here has a different pattern, a different silhouette, a different statement which it can show, reflect when a client wears it. And the coming to the surfaces, there's a lot of background or back work happening when it comes to surfaces. So say like sampling and recorrection, sketching, and again counseling for that samples. How did it happen? There is also another way of doing in Regal Armoire that is not yet come up. It will come up, which is from deconstruction. Royalty from deconstruction, which sounds really different, but still the elements or design elements from the deconstruction which is going to come up in Regal Armoire, which is not yet launched. But I would just like to say like torn jeans. Torn jeans is fashion right now, and it's in fashion longer back, but still it became a design element. Likewise, there are many design elements which we are working on deconstructions, but to elevate them and get into fashion through Regal Armoire. So that is coming up, and apart from that, if I have to talk about the embellishments, yeah, as I said, it has to be sketched and then sampled, and then there are many colorways which are going into it, and the material, is it dyeable or not. Every process has to be happened, and then we come up with a unique, technique or unique surface, and that is when it goes on to the garment, and which makes the garment unique.
See, whatever dress like you may buy outside, or whatever you buy from us, like we can say that it should be like a proper fit when you wear it. Like even though the design is very beautiful, and when you wear it, there is no fitting on your body. It seems like it's waste, right? So we can say that we are one of the designers who can give you a proper fit to your body. Yeah, right. We are even doing that body casting, and I guess no one in the Hyderabad they're doing this, right?
To get the right fit,
Yeah.
we do trial fitting first
Okay.
with our own materials, and once they are convinced with the fit, only then we go with the main piece, whichever they are giving it. So that is our procedure which we follow to give the confidence for the client that what is happening and what is the end product, which we strictly stick to it.
Okay.
If the client is really seeking for a proper fit and who are bothered about fit and fashion conscious, yeah, this is the right place. Yeah, that happens day in and day out. Well, if I have to mention one, then there's a client, as I was telling you, she came here for, in order, by raising the question of how to remove a stain from a garment which was a day wear, she got ink stained on it. She came just as a consultant, fashion consultant, and then she sat here, just had a look, and I didn't realize that she is here next day waiting for us, and before time, and she gave us an order, which was well done by us, and then she just closed buying all the clothes from outside, all of us, and then whichever the garment which she is wearing, apart from lingerie, let it be a day wear, let it be a party wear, let it be an occasional wear, so be it. She picks it from Regal Armoire.
That's a big
That's a bottom line which she said.
That explains.
Like I said, there are two tracks which we are following right now. One is the customized clothing, and the other is the label which we are holding. So label wise, we are planning to give retail outlets. So far we are doing outlets online,
Okay.
retailing online,
Okay.
but we are on the go. We are about to retail it physically in few stores, which we are in process. And yeah, we are also rated as a top designers, one of the top designers in Hyderabad by Violet Street, which is a retail boutique online store. And when comes to the customized clothing section, we are planning to open an outlet which is close to every client, whoever are coming from Madhapur, JNTU, and even in Mumbai, so that most of the clients whoever are coming here, they are supposed to plan especially a week, a day in a week, so that I'll have to go to Regal Armoire and then get my dresses stitched, or I'll have to go get the right ensemble stitched for me. So they are in a very tough situation to come here. We don't want to happen it. So we want to make our facilities so better that they can avail our brand or our label at any premises in Hyderabad firstly,
Okay.
and then later on Mumbai
Okay.
is our plan. To be straight and simple, our day starts with client and ends with client. Let be it in dream or let be it in breakfast.
Okay.
So precisely it is it. Guidelines or something which I can give to designers, because designers are meant to be explorative. So I just wanted to say that just don't restrict your minds. Be open, which is what very, the brief and bread and butter which they say for a designer. Just don't be restricted. Be open-minded and be flexible, so that you can maneuver into any sort of. You might be a professional working on it. So I just don't say, guidelines, but still, wherever and whatever step they work on, they just have to see the feasibility and the functionality. For the viewers, fashion tip is for this summer especially, when they are pretty doubtful about what to wear for the summer, then they can blindly go with blues. Which the reason is, blue is a contrast color to yellow, which is the sun. So when the day is so sunny, blue sort of gives you a very fresh contrast, which sort of makes you bold and also looks you different from the whole frame of view. Thank you.
Thank you.